Yo, what's up, guys? This is Why Not Be Reckless, aka Why Not Be Cast, aka kind of a freaking big deal. If you don't know, now you know. I'm repping SWAT Nation and Mizu Gaming to the day I die. Talk to him, nap. I'm gonna have a quick video for you guys today. Just real quick, nothing crazy. I'm gonna be going over the H5 Pro Series Open Bracket. We went over the Pro bracket just last week, which we had the top 8 teams. This time we're going to go over the bottom 8 teams and who's going to round out that top 16 going into next week's 5K. Mind you guys, if you guys don't see some of the teams like Sentinels, Cloud9, Inconceivable, all of them in this particular tournament, again, because they already qualified into the Pro bracket. When in the top 16, if you make it out of pools, you are in the top 8 in bracket play. And once you make top 8, you are guaranteed a spot in the next 5K without having to go through open. However, anybody who's not able to make it out of pools and into bracket, or anybody who's not able to make it into pool play, has to fight their way through the open to make it out of that bottom 8. That bottom 8 to make it into the bottom 8 to make it into the pro section to fight for that 5K. So a lot of teams you're gonna not notice in here, but that opens the door for some teams to kind of make a name for themselves. And also, there's a couple surprises here that I want to talk about. So let's go right into it. We'll start off on the top of the bracket and work our way down. So up top, we have Golden Dawn, Throne, Smoke and Dig, Anthony, and Serial. I'm mostly, as we got talked about multiple times before, Smoke and Dig and Serial come out of the SWAT Nation community. Very, very good players, overall players as well. Throne kind of joining them. I've seen them do some good things in SWAT and other tournaments as well. Anthony, top streamer now, coming out of nowhere. This squad, I'm high on the squad. They made the pro bracket last week. It looks like they've made it once again. They made it as far as into the pool play, not pro bracket, but into the pool play. Now let's see if they can make it out of pools is the real question. Need release date. Jared, Bohm X, Meji, and Eli Lee. Jared, kind of known as the online warrior guy. He was playing alongside No Ice with Jan, Goldstar, and why am I drawing a blank here? Jan, Goldstar, Jared, and Bards, which the team also features Swish and a couple other members as well, but that was the core right there. And they made it into the pro bracket and top 8 every single time in season 1. This time he's teaming with Bohm X, been there, done that kind of players, team with some of the best players around, including Nemesis, Destroyed, Leche. He's definitely been around for quite some time. Meji, the young gun, is trying to prove himself, formerly known as Dream Flies, fantastic player. I'm high up on this player, I really am. I really want to see him do some big things. It was crazy. I never heard of him, and then suddenly I started seeing him everywhere. Alongside Eli Lee, another player who's slowly starting to become a veteran. This is one of my Atlanta locals and whatnot. Really good player, tons of potential. Watch out for Eli Lee. The man's the real deal, I assure you. Need release day, was able to pull the win off of Golden Dawn right there. Next up, we have fan favorite Cunning Esports takedown Apollo and the Durfs. Their Durf along with Pi Durf take down the captain and the leader of Cutting Edge Esports, the self-proclaimed semi-professional player. Always full of passion, full of life, and at the end of the day, he's definitely an interesting player. Apollo 9, for some reason, he's always beating himself up, but he's obviously a very good player. I'm glad to see him on this squad and doing some big things, along with the Durf and Pi Durf. I kind of saw it. I saw them featured on Team Zero with a lot of success. I've seen them do major things back when Game Battles was coming back for Halo 5. The squad is pretty decent. And for fresh airs, you have Pac Mandela, matchmaking grinder from what I know of. I think he's even gone to a free-for-all as far as land, but that could be wrong as far as that. Wily Coyote, him and Titan have been teaming for a little bit. I think I've even seen them playing in some classic Halo, such as H2A and Reach, and doing some big things as well. So obviously they have the pure shot. Obviously they have the positioning, but let's see if they can finally, make it out of that top 8, that top 6, and maybe dare I say top 4, especially in these open brackets. I want to see them do some big things. I'm not too familiar with Turd String. I do apologize. I'll try to get some more information on this gentleman, but I'm not too sure about him, to be honest with you. KCP, Kansas City Pioneers, Now they did not play in the 5K last week, so the rules are if you make it into the top 16, you come into pool play. If you make it out of pools and into bracket play, you keep your pro status. KCP was invited to play in the top 16 pool play. However, they weren't able to make it because a lot of these players were out of town, visiting family, doing the Thanksgiving thing because it was right around Thanksgiving, so they weren't able to make it sadly. So they had to fight their way through the open bracket, and that they did. Druck, Talik, Manny, and Soul Snipe. I mean, not very much to say. Druck has been doing it on Halo and even Fortnite. Obviously, and the veteran leadership on this team coming from him. Talik, the man just doesn't die. When you see a player dropping some crazy kills and low deaths, it's probably Talik with like 18-4 or like 19-6. Just these crazy stats coming at him. Manny, when you need a play to be made, dude, Manny is the one to make it. Whether it's objective, whether it's Slayer, he's really starting to separate him, like to separate his own play style and become his own player and become an all around player. I'm really excited to see Manny and what the future brings for him, along with Soul Snipe. Soul Snipe, very unorthodox, very fast player. Just when you think you got a read on him, he's gonna change it up on you just like that. Going up against Akatsuki, formerly matchmaking kids, Luol, Peng, Finn, and Joes. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I don't know too much about these players as individuals. But obviously they're solid, and they've done work in these tournaments, the esports arena tournaments. I've actually seen them around, so watch out for them. Going into, I lost myself for a second. Team Force. Captained by Swish, very good player, very good shot, very good head on his shoulders, great leader. Sorry, excuse me, guys. Excuse me, sorry about that. Very good shot. In-game leadership. He has what you want out of a player. Just all around, very good player. As a Swish, Metra. Young gun, straight gunner, gonna come in, guns blazing, puts these craziest fire, with these crazy shots on people. Let me tell you, when this man decides to start playing smart, watch out. Vetra playing smart is probably one of the most dangerous players around. He's a young gun. Watch out for him. Nirvanical and Galaxy, just two all-around players that can change the tempo on you. Very obviously good slayers, decent objective players. This team is more of a slayer team. But man, let me tell you, when they start putting the OBJ together, watch out. This team is a real deal. Going up against Heat Masters. So that's a Bully Goat, which I believe might be Bronze Billy Goat. I could be wrong about that. Legend of Halo, I believe I've seen him around as far as streaming. Will's Master, don't know too much about. I think I'm about to see him and No Shields on matchmaking, but I don't know too much about them personally. I'll try to get some more information from you guys. For you guys. Either way, Team Force was able to put out that win, and it was decisive. It was a decent series, but it was fairly decisive for the most part. Next up, we have obviously in the semifinals, you had Release Date coming out of taking Golden Dawn and Fresh Airs, who just studying esports, going up against each other. It was Need Release Date that was able to take out Fresh Airs. While on the other side of the bracket, you have Kansas City Pioneers, who was able to take out Force. Now, this right here was a very, very good matchup. Let me see if I actually have the match scores here. I don't remember exact. No, they didn't. I don't know why they're not filling. They need to fill these out. I'm gonna send a message out to because they fill out for some, but for some they're not filling it out totally. So I'm gonna send a message out to these guys and just try to have them fill those matches out to find out which teams with the distance, yada yada yada. Let me get back to where I was. Sorry about that. But either way, I'm expecting this Kansas City Pioneers and Team Force to become a little bit of a friendly little rivalry. I saw them kind of going at each other on social media. One of them put out like a graphic poster, and they put on the same graphic poster. So Team Force accused Pioneers of stealing their poster as kind of like a joke, and then Pioneers posted that same poster like a few months back. They were like, "Oh yeah, we used this poster before, so who's the ones who's really copying who?" It was pretty funny. But these two teams, I like them a lot, and I think I'm going to see a little bit of a rivalry between them because I know there's a competition there. I promise you there is. Finally, that led us to the finals where KCP went up against Need Release Date. Now, mind you, Jared actually has beaten KCP one time before. I believe it was actually an esports arena tournament. I could be wrong about that. I'm pretty sure it's esports arena where him and No Ice were able to beat out KCP. But I think it was the only time that they beat him in tournaments. KCP obviously coming out with the win on this one, and it was a very, very good matchup. And your champions are Druck, Talik, Manny, and Soul Snipe. So they'll be now all 8 of these teams again will be invited to participate in the Pro 5K pool play next week. But then it's only the top 8 that make it out of that pool play that will keep their pro status going forward and not have to fight their way throughout the open. I am considering doing a top 8 power rankings for the for the bottom 8 teams out of the top 16s. I might do that going forward. I didn't do it this time. I do apologize, but I think I am gonna do it. But either way, why not be reckless? AK wanna be casting. AK, I'm kind of a freaking big deal. If you don't know, now you know. Make sure you smash that subscribe button with the notification bells on. And make sure make sure if you haven't checked out last week's video where I actually went over the pro brackets, so you obviously see what happens in the open. If you guys want to see what happened in the pro bracket last week, I'll link it in the bio below. And definitely, always stay beautiful.